This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast on Kids Can't Wait Radiothon Day.
Third annual. Love it.
I think it'll become a tradition. Can I say that?
I think it has. As we heard from Cassandra Bonn, who we'll hear more from coming up in the podcast, it's like Christmas. It's becoming an annual event. And it is an event when you have 6 community radio stations coming together for a common goal today. It's a pretty big event. And it should be annual. Really. Absolutely. So much so we won an award, which we will talk about as well coming up.
It started of what I would call CN, COVID necessity. There's no way to raise money. There are 2 main events they would raise money with a gala.
The Children's Foundation, yes.
Where they would raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then about $100,000 would get raised during the golf tournament. So you shut that tap off. Where's the money going to come from?
People aren't going to stop needing it and requiring it. So yeah, it kind of left it up to what do we do now?
So Cassandra, being a radio person with her heart in the right place, gave our company a call because she works at Quinte Broadcasting and through the Children's Foundation.
Well, we should mention, too, she has a marketing background, too.
So
she knows how to do these things.
And she loves radio, and she knows radio's reach in our community.
And
it is a radio town. And then is there any way we can go shoulder to shoulder and make this work? And it's like, yes. As we're going to point out, it's the real beauty of having local ownership. Very few radio communities have local ownership. It's just part of the nature of media now.
This is a very unique area because we are the only ones along the 401.
Yeah, that don't have one of the major companies.
Yes, that we are a privately owned group here. Both, and all of us.
Right.
Not just 95.5, but our cohorts down the road too.
Yeah.
Again, privately owned. There's no large conglomerate here in this area.
You don't have to ask shareholders if it's okay if we do a radiothon.
Yeah.
In fact, you don't have to call anybody. You walk down the hall and you talk to the owner.
He's here every day.
You could never have done this in any other market. The okays it would have needed from all of these other companies and all of that blah, blah, blah. Beat that one to death. But we had Cassandra on the show talking about why it's important that we do this and how she knows because of the radio reach in our community that you will support it.
You know what? I feel so blessed. Radio in this market is, I say this all the time, having my own marketing company and having 40 plus years of marketing and advertising experience. This is, maybe not 40 years. Oh my gosh, I was dating myself.
Okay,
well.
You were not doing that in daycare.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe. I was singing jingles. I know that. But no, it's, radio works. And I say it all the time. And radio, when it comes to supporting an amazing organization like this, we fundraise for healthcare all the time, which is also equally important. It's in a different way. But this is a day where we get to talk about the kids in need in our community. The Children's Foundation supports all kinds of kids in Hastings, Prince Edward, and Northumberland County. It's a huge geographical region. And these dollars are so important to supporting kids in need.
And maybe you can touch a little more on that. The money raised today will go to these wonderful programs.
There's so many, but just to give you an idea, families that can't afford to send their kids to soccer, any kind of sporting activity. You guys talked about that earlier. Then we have the Camps of Hope, giving kids a chance to actually go to camp. There's so many families struggling, especially with COVID. This is a helping hand to have kids live a normal childhood. We have a Reach for Success bursaries and scholarship program. And this year we gave out, let's see, I'm just got my notes here, over 28 bursaries and scholarships for those going on to university or college.
Yeah.
And these are kids in care or kids, again, in need that have been in difficult situations in their life. They have to apply, of course, to the foundation. And it's very easy to apply. We have lots of applications online and information at thechildrensfoundation.ca. But that was over $58,000 of scholarships and bursaries that we gave out. And that's all because of people in this community donating. We have a Keep Baby Safe program, which we fund cribs for babies. That's kind of the really kind of tug at the heartstrings situation, but it's a reality in our community. We don't want a kid to go without a bed, really. Yeah. And we have lots of kinds of different workers that come to us all the time and say, you know what, we just need some warm clothing for kids. Can we get a gift card for a store here locally? Absolutely. We don't turn anybody away. And that's why fundraising today is so absolutely important to help fund. And the reason why the Radiothon came to be is, 3 years ago when we were dealing with COVID, we couldn't have our galas, we couldn't have our golf tournaments, we couldn't have our in-person events that we normally would have. And this has helped replace that. But even more so, it's not the fundraising, it's also the awareness. And all day today until 6 o'clock, people will hear the stories firsthand from these families and youth that have been recipients of this generosity from the community and the impact it's made on their lives. And so I encourage everyone to tune in and listen and give what you can.
And Cassandra, before we let you go, this is such an important program and such a big initiative that it is an award-winning.
It is.
And it's not to pat ourselves on the back, but there are people outside that said, you know what? What a unique way for a community to come together, and it should be noted and probably will be emulated in others.
Yeah, for sure. We last year, actually, both Paul Ferguson and I together jointly, we won an award through the Ontario Association of Broadcasters for the Community Service Award for the small market for this particular event. And its success. So it's humbling, and that's certainly not why we do it. But it's a nice acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So important. Kids Can't Wait Radiothon, 3rd annual, 613-921-KIDS, 921-5437. So how's your day shaping up? You're here bright and early with us, which is fabulous, but it's not going to end here.
No.
So what's next? How's your day look today?
And actually, I was going to say, if anybody is hungry, please come by the Children's Foundation today.
Yes, we've been talking about that.
363 Dundas Street West. Burger Revolution will be there. And again, a portion of those proceeds today go back to the Children's Foundation to help the kids. We'll be at the foundation all day if anyone wants to come by. We've got lots of great fun things happening. We got lots of different people coming in with check presentations and again, it's a really fun day. So I'll be kind of running around. I'm actually heading next door next to talk to your friends. And it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. So 6 local area radio stations coming together today. It's just, again, as you said, it's unheard of in other markets.
Yeah. And it's a big one. And it's all going to help the kids. I never saw the award. Did you ever see it?
Did you not?
Is it like a trophy or something?
I didn't see it in person. I remember when we got it, there were pictures sent around.
Yeah. I don't remember getting it like the Stanley Cup. Like I get to take it home for a month. I don't remember that.
No, I think it's down in Ferg's office.
Okay.
So just go that way on your way out today. You'll see it. But,
take a picture.
Well, and I shouldn't even say that because did we get 2 or was it 1 and they share
I don't know.
it? Anyway.
Oh, because that's not important. But
no, it's not important. It's nice to be recognized, certainly, but it goes to show you just how important this is today and what a difference it can make and not just here, but how others view it as well. And again, that's secondary, of course, but it is a big deal. It's a unique thing that we do here, that we have here. This community is very unique in so many ways, but this is one of them. When they set the goal at 100,000, it's a huge number.
Right.
But it is attainable because of the community we're in, because of this area.
And that is the depth of the need.
Yeah.
Or the height of the need. You pick your distance. And as Cassandra mentioned, raising money, first and foremost, is one. But 1A is also raising awareness so that we will continue to find ways to fund initiatives like this. And it takes the rest of the community to do it. We in the media are more than happy to do our part and then some. But it takes people like Liz Layden, who is a teacher, and she and her husband Eric do so much in the community anyway. She's spending her entire day as board chair for the Children's Foundation down at the phone bank. So dingle, dingle, ring, ring.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Liz Layden, everybody. Board chair of the Children's Foundation. It is the Kids Can't Wait Radiothon because she says it shall be done. And so we do it. Want to get something done? Give it to a busy person. What's going on?
Oh, we're just here at the office answering calls. We've already got quite a few donations. It's been lovely.
Yes.
A great job.
Can you give us an idea of where we're at so far, Liz?
I'm just going to check the board.
Good Lord, that's so
I got
cool.
Charity Mark on the phone. $11,390.
Yay!
Yay! Well on our way.
If we do that every hour,
Exactly.
we'd be up to well past the
Over the goal of
$100,000 goal.
100,000, yeah.
But I talk about busy people getting involved in important things. Liz, why, of all the charity time that you spend in town, and you do, is this one so important that you would share it? Why is this one a big one close to your heart?
I think, I love all the charities. Obviously, I've worked with BGH and the Strong Kids, but it's the children. As a teacher, I believe that you see it in the classroom. I believe all the kids deserve access to the same things, and there is a disparity. So when you have kids in your classroom who say, I'd love to do ballet, but mom can't afford it, it just breaks your heart. So when I found out, when Connie Reed grabbed me at a hospital event and told me about the Children's Foundation, I was in full. And then the more I've gotten to know about all the different programs, my husband and I have jumped in both feet. We love the scholarship. We did a scholarship in our family's name this year. We give every year. It's an amazing charity that does so much for so many kids, and they're all local. So it's helping kids in your own neighborhood.
And as we'll hear through the day, we have vignettes airing throughout the day. The difference it really can make in a child's life.
Oh, absolutely. We have a young lady who she spoke at one of our donor appreciation events about the bursary that she received and the difference that it made in her life. And we asked her to speak again at our gala. And then she this year was given a scholarship, and now she is at Loyalist College doing her PSW, which is what her late mom did. And she says it's like she lost her mom, but the Children's Foundation has kind of taken over to support her, and she feels almost parented by us. We've been able to help her younger brothers pay for school supplies. It feels so empowering to know that you're helping very specific children who, for no fault of their own, are just at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Liz Layden, board chair of the Children's Foundation on the Kids Can't Wait Radiothon, third annual, and we had Cassandra Bonn in here talking about that very same story. And I pointed out from the time that I've worked with you and Eric and everybody with the galas, rarely is it just an individual interaction with these kids. Well before these scholarships took place, they got something for maybe $50 when they were 8-year-old that allowed them to continue. That university never would even have been a consideration had you not been able to step in a decade earlier.
Oh, exactly. It just gives them the opportunity when they're young. They see that they can go to that camp or they can go to the same ballet school as their friends. And then it opens up that option, that option to go to college, to go to university, that maybe they hadn't even thought that was an option for them. And now you have, even we have connections with the high schools. We've gone into the guidance counselors to say, there are children in your school who aren't even thinking about post-secondary, and we want you to tell them that we have money available. There's support there in this community. It's not just for children in care. It's for children in our community whose parents just can't pay all their bills, and then on top of that, pay for their camp, pay for their after-school activity, or save money for post-secondary school.
And it's been touched on before with COVID. This is where it started, of course, because the gala and the golf tournaments, you weren't able to have those as a fundraiser. More families are finding themselves in need.
Oh, absolutely. The need is there. We found during COVID that we had to change how we not only raised money, but how we gave the money out. We couldn't pay for children to go to camp, but we were able to take baskets of activities to kids' homes. So COVID made us all rethink, that there was children who still needed that support. They still needed activities for their mental health, for their physical health. So we did have to change a lot, and definitely the Radiothon became a fundraiser that was Cassandra's idea, and it has taken off. And I think one of my favorite things about this Radiothon, which is our third annual one, is that it gets the word out to the community that we exist, that the money is there, because we are fundraising. We're really good at that, but we also need to let the families know that there is support out there, and that they can call us, they can email us, they can reach out to our website, and we can help them pay for those activities.
Liz Layden is joining us from the heartbeat of the foundation right there in the boardroom. If Liz picks up the phone, you have to double your donation. If you want to talk to Liz, It's going to cost you a little bit more, but it's worth it.
Well, and you touched on all the ways, too, that they can donate today. They can call 613-921-KIDS. They can donate through the website, thechildrensfoundation.ca. And you are there in person, so people can stop by and enjoy lunch, as we've said, from Burger Revolution, but also make a donation as well directly to you.
Absolutely. We're here all day. We're all excited to see Jeff Camacho come with his Burger Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
Who isn't excited when Jeff shows up with his truck?
Liz, back at it. Thank you so much. We appreciate your efforts and everything you're doing. We can't wait to find out at 6 o'clock just how generous this community is for the kids.
All right. Thank you both. We really appreciate it.
She is such an incredible woman. And at that time, that was the amount raised. That was 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
So we know it's higher now than what it was then. But what was nice with both Liz and Cassandra, and you mentioned it when you were introducing Liz, about educating and learning about the need too, because it's not just kids in care.
Yeah.
That benefit from today, that need the support that is generated from today. There's so many families that are touched by the Children's Foundation, who require that support and need, and who Children's Foundation can support and help. It's an opportunity to learn, myself included. You learn something every year you do this. You learn a little bit more about how they help in the community. So great speaking with both of them.
We get really involved in this stuff, and I have to remind myself, for example, that not everybody knows what we know. It's got nothing to do with being smarter.
Exactly.
We hear everything, and I assume everybody hears everything. So people might say, oh, yeah, no, I know the Children's Foundation. They support kids in care, and I think that's amazing. And they said, but, there's other bursary programs for other students who, through COVID, their families could no longer, because somebody lost a job or whatever, they help. And then I didn't know that. And then I start to think, maybe I didn't do a very good job, educating the community with the responsibility we have.
But I think that's where most people, and again, myself included, go first. Yeah. It's the children in care. And both Liz and Cassandra mentioned the sports aspect. And you can say, well, that's so minor, but at the same time, that little thing, and as you said, a lot of families who are affected through COVID may not just COVID, but in life, may not be able to send their kids to ballet lessons, as was the example, or even soccer. But the difference that can make in that life, as you said, sets them up for later. So yes, they might get a bursary later on, but what started the process, what got them going early on to get to that point? It was the Children's Foundation. So all these different stages and all these different levels that, you may not think of right away or be aware of. And you're right, being in this position, we do hear more about that. So it's nice to get that out too.
And the thing is, here's the one thing they don't talk about that I'll mention is when the scholarship is cashed and the education is finished and the diploma is handed out, then what? Then they live here and they start a business and they are functioning adults in our community. And isn't that really the final goal? Yes, we want to help children because we want them to have full, capable lives and give back, not give back because they have to, but they've been through it. They see it because they want to be able to be the people who help them along the way so they can help the next generation. And they do that. And we don't always see that or talk about that, but they do that.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to add, like what is the likelihood that they are going to come back and then give back? It continues. Yeah. It just continues. And it's so wonderful to see. And Cassandra was very candid off the air too about talking about that. Some of the kids who have been supported by the Children's Foundation, how they've succeeded and come back. Yeah. And continued to support and help someone else. It's amazing.
The old hand up.
Yeah.
Philosophy.
Exactly. Not a handout, a hand up.
A hand up. And now I'm going to give back as an adult. And thank you for giving me my life here. And
the opportunity to succeed.
So I'm going to start a business. I'm going to hire people. I'm going to help my community. And I'm going to give back. And it all started because when they were 8-year-old, they needed $50 with that little thing that they got in June on stage. Yep. They got to do things that they never thought they'd be able to do and get the life they thought would be denied them through, as Liz said, no fault of their own.
Exactly.
Horrible circumstances in life. And so you make that happen today. 921-KIDS, 613-921-KIDS, thechildrensfoundation.ca. If you're listening to this after 2 o'clock, you missed Burger Revolution truck for lunch. Shame on you.
But you can still go to McDonald's and get a coffee.
Right.
Because previous Angels,
Ken and Cynthia Schmidt, who are great.
Owners of the Trenton, Brighton, and Campbellford McDonald's. 50 cents from every coffee today going to the Children's Foundation.
You're going to be shopping for Thanksgiving? Sure you are. Go to McDowell's Independent Grocer on Dundas and Herkimer. And you can make a donation at the cash, just if you're paying with your card. It's not even like a real donation. It is. But it's not like it's money.
Yeah.
You say you add $20 to it.
Tap, tap, tap.
And it comes numbers out of your account. It's not even cash.
Yeah.
It's not even real. It does. But
to the
for
Children's
you,
Foundation.
for you, it's a little number. For somebody else, it's an opportunity of a lifetime to be able to get that next step up for a child. So do that. Make the phone calls, and then at 6 o'clock, it's going to wrap up. And then hopefully tomorrow at some point, we'll get a final figure. I'm pretty sure we will.
Yeah.
They'll be able to give us something. And hopefully it's a 1 something something, comma something something something. Wouldn't it be great if it was 2? Settle down, Mark. I know.
Could you imagine, though? It's not unheard of. It's not out of the realm of possibilities here. Yeah. It really isn't.
That it gets close to 90,000, and then somebody says, "Here's 25 grand."
Boom.
Boom. Wow.
Over the top.
Yeah. Things like that happen, and they happen because you ask. Number one reason why people don't donate to charities is they're not asked. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That is the number one reason. It's not, people think, well, charity burnout. Yeah, during COVID, I totally get it. But the number one reason is people say, I would love to donate to that. I didn't know how, and nobody ever asked me.
If someone had told me.
Nobody told me there was a need.
Yes.
So we get the awareness out there's a need, and we're asking. So please find a way to donate on behalf of yourself, your family, to a child in need in our own community who's going to turn it around some point and help us out as we all get older. And I think that's just great. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast coming up tomorrow. What is the sexiest profession that a man can have according to women? The answer is not quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady.
And I'm sorry, Mark, it is not radio host.
I was really, because I went to page 2. I'm looking. Not there.
No, it
hard
is
to believe it's firefighters.
Is it really hard to believe? It may be hard for you to believe.
I was thinking CFB Trenton fighter pilots,
well, I
right?
think we can all agree anybody in a uniform.
Okay.
But there does seem to be something about a firefighter, and I'm really hoping they bring their trucks tomorrow because we're going to have some here in the studio tomorrow after 8.
Because it's National We Find Firefighter Sexy Week. Is that what
that's not what it is? It's Fire Prevention Week next week.
Okay, so it's
here,
legit.
Yes, they're here tomorrow talking to us about how we can prevent fires and be safe heading into the long weekend.
All right. So they're going to be on the show as well. We're going to have the high-low game for Smiley's Independent in Trenton. We're going to play that tomorrow. And then your Throwback Thursday tomorrow for Burger Revolution. Our giving songs, Team Mark, Supertramp, Give a Little Bit, Team Charities, Backstreet Boys, All I Have to Give. Get your votes in. Winning songs coming up after the 8 o'clock news. Supertramp was off to a nice run because I haven't won since July.
It's weird. It felt really weird this morning. I'm not going to lie.
So bizarre. So bizarre.
We'll see how you do tomorrow.
All coming up tomorrow with Mark and Charity Mornings. It's a Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Here, wherever you get them, subscribe so that you'll get the little ding when it's been uploaded. We get it going by about 11 o'clock every weekday. Please help out the kids. Thanks for listening on the air today and to the podcast. We'll talk to you tomorrow.